A lot of people ask, how could I possibly homeschool a bunch of kids? How could I get all those different classes for all those different grades? I don't see how I could possibly do it. And you're absolutely right. The way that you're thinking about it, the way that schools do, where there's, third graders are learning one thing, fourth graders are learning a different, every grade has their own track that they're on. Yeah, that would be really hard for you to actively teach. So you've got a couple options within homeschooling that can actually make this work for you. One is if you want to keep your kids on a grade level track, particularly if you're thinking of sending them back to school next year, you can do something like their Switched On Schoolhouse, or their online version is called Monarch. That has grade level online classes that your kids can do. So you can literally set them up. I want to say it starts for third grade, but I'm not totally sure about that. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell us if they know. But something like that. So if you have enough computers for all your kids to get their schoolwork done, or maybe, you have like half of them do something else and half on computers and you trade off, you could do something like that. So then the computer is teaching your kids and you're just overseeing and helping answer the questions and, tutoring where needed. So that's one method. Another method is to choose something like Sunlight or Bookshark, which I've mentioned before. Sunlight is the Christian version. Bookshark has no religious affiliation, but it's the same company and the same concept, which is great, rich books. So with that, what's really great is you could probably group up, in this woman's case, I think her oldest child was 9, I think she said. So you can actually do one main core for all your kids. So that's going to be your history, your science, your literature. And that's mainly you reading to them. And also for the ones that can read, there's books that are readers for them to read out loud to you that also go with the theme for the year. So you can have all your kids gathered around while you're reading those books, and you all learn that thing together and you just proceed. It doesn't matter what grade they're in. You can learn about American history or world history or whatever. It doesn't matter how old you are. And then you are only customizing for their math, which will of course be at whatever level they're at, their language arts, which you could actually use the same language arts, but just scale your expectation. Things like their spelling, you're going to be customizing that to their ability. Their reading, whatever readers that they're reading out loud, things like that are going to be scaled to the individual child. Also, your expectations for what they're going to do for assignments, like let's say for a science experiment, both for their participation and for their documentation. But really, you can do most things together and then just kind of fan out for what they